In a moment, I'm gonna walk you through one of our standard meeting rooms. This is a medium-sized room that might be the workhorse of your organization. So I'm gonna help you think about how to really easily add video equipment to make it just a really great collaboration experience. So in this medium-sized meeting room, we have about 6 seats in this table, and you'll notice actually that although this is a fairly long table, it's actually a little bit tapered towards this end.
The reason why it's tapered is because when you have people who are closer to the front, you want them to be a little further apart and further from the camera, so that way everyone can be seen. So the camera has a clean angle and a clean shot of every single person in the room, so you don't have people who are covering another person up.
Instead, let's say, Andrew, you were tucked right behind Jay here. Then it's a lot harder to see your full body profile. I mean, from the angle, the rally board can still see you, but just a little bit harder. And so what this furniture forces us to do is be able to orient each other in a way where we can still talk naturally across the table, but not really block anyone. Also note that we have Rally Board 65 here. This is our all-in-one conferencing device that really simplifies adding video, because all you really need in this space is just this one 65-inch board, and you have your camera, your audio, your speakers all built into this device. As well, it's got a touchscreen in here.
And then all I have to do is take a tap IP, attach it to an Ethernet port on my network that's powered, and now I have a fully fledged conference room with just 2 pieces of equipment.
And I'll also note that we have this very lovely background color here, and what this helps do is not wash this out. So when it's a really white, blank background, it'll actually make it really hard to pick up certain details or colors in the people and the faces.
A really fun accessory that you can add to your rooms where ideation might be happening or brainstorming is the Logitech Scribe. So the Scribe is going to take any of these physical whiteboards and actually digitalize them so that your users on the far end can see it more up close.
Also, I'll note that right now we have Rally Board on this edge of the wall, and we have this nice big window here. If we were to put the camera directly facing the window, all this great natural light is just going to hit the camera and be backlit for the participants. So think about where the natural light will naturally brighten participants instead of the camera. Put the camera maybe towards a side wall away from the window. If you want to give someone seated here more control and more confidence on voice pickup, you can add a mic pod, our Rally Mic Pod 2, to give them that nice physical mute button in case they want to silence the room, or just to make sure that they feel really confident that their voice and sound is being picked up. So that was our introduction to the medium room. Really, all you need is some very simple devices to really easily video enable and capture all the action in the room.